Hey everyone, this is Byron from Vance Hines, and thanks for joining us on another Workshop Wednesdays Make It Yours episode, where today we're installing the Fuelpak Pro, and then we're going to take our 14 limited project bike, load it up in the dyno, and knock out a custom map. This installation is going to be anywhere between a 2 and a 4 wally job, with a 2 being if you're installing it and taking it out on the road, and 4 wallies being if you're doing it here in the dyno. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is go ahead and get the Fuelpak Pro here out of the box. We've already got the wideband sensors installed from when we did the header. So what we'll do is we'll set this guy down here, go ahead and unplug our Fuelpak FP3, take the plug from the Fuelpak Pro and plug it into the wiring harness, and then the FP3 gets plugged back into the Fuelpak Pro's wiring harness. Now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and install the O2 sensors, keeping in mind that the short harness here goes to the rear O2 sensor and the longer one goes to the front. Do keep in mind that these snap together and then lock them. If you don't hear 2 clicks, you didn't install it on the way and it's not going to pick up the sensor. So click 1, click 2. So now we're going to take this whole assembly and we're going to zip tie it right here to the saddlebag support bracket. So now we'll go into the same Fuelpak FP3 app, get connected up to the bike. You'll notice that when we're connected, this wideband connectivity will turn green rather than red. So wideband is green. It's going to go ahead and double check for the firmware update, which we did last time, so that shouldn't be necessary. So now what we'll do is we'll scroll down to Autotune. So we'll select the map we've downloaded, the Torque 450s with power duals. Go to advanced setup. We're going to take our start engine temp and we're going to drop it down to 180 degrees. Going to go to desired AFR and we're going to drop it all the way down to 13.0 to 1. And then the number of samples is normally 2. We're going to go ahead and increase that 400% to 8. Then hit start Autotune. Hit continue. And that'll flash the bike into Autotune mode specifically for the Fuelpak Pro and its wideband sensors. So this is the Fuelpak Pro Autotune screen. It's pretty similar to what you're used to seeing. The only difference is the RPM, throttle position, engine temperature, and heater status are maintained at all times. Right now it's in heater maintain mode, which means that the Fuelpak Pro's cells have gone ahead and preheated the widebands for optimal mapping temperatures, and it'll go ahead and vary the current to keep them within that range. So now we'll drop the bike down off the lift, take it over to the dyno, and knock out a quick mapping session. All right, let's get mapping. All right, so we've got everything done. We've got a pretty full looking Autotune chart here, so we'll go ahead and hit the preview button. That'll allow us to look at the volumetric efficiency delta tables. We've built this into the app so you can see exactly how much you're changing the VE tables between where you started and where you finished. Now it's based on a 5-point color scale, which basically means this green stuff here is polished and ready to go. The red here means we added a lot of fuel, and you can see this little dark blue spot means we've pulled out quite a bit of fuel, and that's the front cylinder. Swipe it over, look at the rear cylinder, and you can see the same thing. We added a lunch, we took a lot of fuel out, and so this is definitely something that needs another run. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead, hit apply learned values, hit apply. That'll put all the new values into the bike, keep us in Autotune, and then we'll do another 1 or 2 sessions. All right, so we finished up the second mapping session. As you can see, we have another pretty complete Autotune chart here. So we'll go ahead, hit preview, and take a look at what we learned on the second pass. So this looks pretty good. Most of this is green, which means it's polished. There's still a couple high and low points, But in my experience, usually when it looks like this, the next run should be 100% green, which means I'm just gonna spin my wheels and waste my time. So front cylinder looks good, rear cylinder looks good. I might take a couple quick looks at these two little manual areas, but other than that, it looks great. So what I'll do is I'll hit apply learn values and finish, and that's it. It'll go ahead, finalize the map, flash it into my bike, and it'll save it to an all new map slot. And that's it. Thanks for joining us on this Workshop Wednesday, and we'll see you guys on the next one. It's almost like I know what I'm doing.